It seems that nobody has noticed that Trump just revealed the secret of how he handles the most powerful leaders in the world and the mainstream media at the same time over 2 long interviews, over one afternoon, right after the most important meeting of the year. So Trump sat down with Sean Hannity and Brett Baier, and most people watch it for the headlines. 2 of the most seasoned interviewers in the country. Both pushed on trade, Taiwan, Iran, the deal making, and both got the same headlines you have already seen everywhere. What I want to check out today is something different. Less what Trump agreed to and more how he talked about the meeting, how he described Xi, what he gave away about the way that he runs a room like that. The first thing Trump said to both interviewers was the same word, relationship. Brett asked him what was the single most significant thing he was walking away with from China. And out of every possible answer, 200 Boeings, the soybean deal, the chip negotiations, the visa companies, that none of that is confirmed, the president went with one word, relationship. He said it again with Sean. Said it 3 or 4 times in the first minute. Said, we have a friendship, really. Said, having a good relationship with very powerful countries is a good thing, not a bad thing. So a lot of people hear that and hear nothing. It sounds like the kind of diplomatic filler every president says when they come back from a trip. Productive talks, good meeting, relationship. But with Trump, this is different. Because the relationship itself is the deliverable. Boeing, soybeans, rare earths, chip companies, the Strait of Hormuz, all of it sits on top of the relationship he claims he has built with Xi. If the relationship holds, everything underneath gets quietly renegotiated every few months. But if the relationship breaks, every line item is back in play. So he told us up front, the headline is the relationship. The second move is worth pulling apart, because Trump walks into the Great Hall in Beijing for the bilateral with Xi. About 30 of the biggest business leaders in the world are with him. Tim Cook, Elon Musk, the head of Nvidia, Boeing, chips, banking, aircraft. In his own words, everybody. So the schedule called for the bilateral to start. But Trump pulls the schedule sideways. He tells the Chinese delegation he would like to introduce all 30 executives to President Xi before the meeting begins. So most people haven't seen the video, but they don't know that this was not on the agenda. The Chinese protocol team did not see it coming. Trump said they looked around trying to figure out what to do. He said they were surprised. And he brings the CEOs in. One by one, they introduce themselves to Xi Jinping. Each one speaks a little. And then, the bilateral starts about 30 minutes late. So take that as a behavioral move and not a logistical one. Trump just walked into the most important meeting of the year and changed the tempo before the first sentence was spoken. He demonstrated to Xi in real time that he has the entire roster of American technology, manufacturing, and finance standing behind him in the same room. He made Xi shake hands with the people whose decisions actually move the Chinese economy. And then the killer detail. Trump says afterward, Xi told him that was a good idea. So Xi complimented the disruption. Xi is not a man who got rattled. He recognized the move and acknowledged it. So yeah, we are witnessing 2 operators. Both of them knew exactly what had just happened. But now listen to how Trump describes Xi as a person. He is warm, but all business. No games, no small talk about the weather. No, how did the Yankees do last night? Trump said, if you sent Hollywood out to do central casting for the leader of China, you could not find a guy like Xi. Tall, commanding, very powerful, very strong. Now, hear what that tells you about Trump. Trump is describing a man he respects on his own operating wavelength. The traits he praises in Xi are the traits Trump values in himself. All business, no games, tough, commanding presence. He is essentially saying, I am dealing with somebody who operates like I do. Well, that is a calibration. Trump is telling his own audience that Xi is not a clown and not a pushover. He's also telling Xi indirectly through an interview that Xi's staff will absolutely watch, that the respect is real and the relationship has weight on both sides. And then the Yankees line. He's not like speaking about how did the Yankees do last night. Who cares? They don't care. He's all about China. Now, I have told you time and time again, Trump is a businessman. So, naturally, Trump prefers leaders who are pure business. He told you who he respects across the table. And that matters for every deal still coming. So this is where the president hands you the playbook. Shan brings up a moment from the Oval. And Trump says, in his own words, I think whatever I want to do, I'm going to say the opposite, and then I will get what I want. He confirms it on camera. I made a video precisely about this on this channel. Trump just exposed his own playbook himself. He announces what he does not want, the press runs with it, his opponents move accordingly, and he gets what he wants the entire time. So do you think that because he revealed the secret, it's going to stop working? No! And Trump knows it. So a sitting president just told a Fox News audience that his public statements are sometimes deliberately inverted to flush out the response he's looking for. That changes how every future Trump statement should be heard. Now, stack the Taiwan weapons next to that. Brett asks about $12 billion in weapons for Taiwan, and Trump says he has not approved it. He's holding it. In his exact words, it is a very good negotiating chip. $12 billion in arms is not a humanitarian aid package. The president is sitting on it on purpose because it is worth more held than signed, and she knows that. She knows Trump can sign it any morning. So the chip stays in Trump's hand precisely because it is not on the table. Now, stack the Iran offer. She offers to help with Iran and with the Strait of Hormuz. And Trump says, no, thank you, I'm fine. He says, and I quote, when somebody helps you, they always want something on the other side. That's the way help works. So a foreign offer of assistance declined in real time on camera because Trump has already mapped the bill that would arrive later. So we got 3 doors into the same room, the same operator, the same method. And most coverage of these 2 interviews is going to be about soybeans and Boeing and a few quotes about Taiwan. But the actual story is that Trump just walked you through how he runs a major bilateral with the second most powerful country on earth. The relationship word is the deliverable. The unscheduled CEO move is the tempo control. His take on Xi is the calibration, and the Taiwan weapons in abeyance and the decline Iran offer are the discipline. The announce the opposite line is, well, Trump's tactic. You will not get a clearer window into how this president operates than what came out of these 2 interviews. He gave it to us twice in one afternoon. But I would like to know what you think about this in the comments. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Body Language Guy. Much love and bliss.